So I was thinking about this the other day because, like I said, and we've been saying it a lot, my episode with Dami is coming out on Tuesday, but it had been out for a while by the time this episode goes live. And we were basically talking about the fact that I've never been in a relationship, and he was asking me why. And I was like, I explained that we had that episode that we did on Patreon, like why am I still single, and how we've identified that some of the things that I like want to know before I get into a relationship, people are wondering about that stuff whilst they're in the relationship before they move to marriage, I suppose. So I thought about it today, and I thought, what are some of those questions that I actually like want to know answers to? And I want to get you guys' opinion on whether or not you would go into a relationship not knowing this information or not, right? Thought it was a good idea. Cool. Number one, gender roles. So like basically how he would want his house to run. Like, does he have specific gender roles about whether or not the woman should be like the sole cook in the house and the man is the sole breadwinner, that kind of stuff? Is that something that you're happy to like figure it out whilst you're in a relationship, or would you want to know that stuff before?
Yeah, I'll know before.
Okay. And if you're dissatisfied with the answer, that could prevent you from moving forward.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. Money habits. So like whether he's a spender or a saver, if he has any savings, if he's like, if he's frugal or not.
I think my opinion on this has changed. I think I need to know before, now at the age that I am, I need to know about it before I go into, before I'm like saying like, I want to date you properly. Like,
but before it wasn't necessarily.
Yeah, before it wasn't as deep to me. I didn't
deep
even have anything to my name, so I couldn't really be shouting. I didn't have anything to my name. But now that I do, I think that, I would want to know. But I guess the extent of it, I don't know. Would I be asking for evidence?
Well, I think we disagree on this point. I said I don't need evidence. Like, I just want to know. But you said you would have to see it.
I think for me...
So before you get... Sorry to cut you. So before you get into a relationship, you'd have to see the evidence of the money.
I have to see evidence of something. If you don't have a house... Obviously, if you have a house...
Okay, but if he doesn't have a house...
If you've got an asset that I can see...
Yeah.
He doesn't have one. He only has a car. Let's say.
No,
he lives at home.
No, I need to know.
What exactly would you need to know? Like how much he has in savings? Okay,
I need to know.
Fine. Yeah.
The figure, and you have to log into your.
I'll basically want you to show me like what the plan is, and show me the account kind of situation. I feel like you can get that. I don't feel like that's crazy though.
It's not. I don't think it's crazy.
I don't think that's not crazy.
I don't think it's crazy.
Especially if
to show you.
I don't think that's crazy.
And the thing is,
before you get into a relationship, before he's your boyfriend, so you guys are still seeing each other. Guys.
Okay, maybe
I think if you're getting to a stage in your relationship where you're like, okay, like it's getting quite serious and stuff like that.
Yeah, so maybe
I think as well it's a bit tricky when you're at the age that we are at, where we're like closer to 30. We don't really think that we're going to be doing the whole, we're dating for 6 years, we're still going to be discovering ourselves. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that if I was 22 and I got into a relationship, obviously 22, 23, like I don't really need evidence of that, but I would see you working your way towards something. Like I'd know that you'd be saving and stuff. And then when we get to a certain point where we're thinking of, okay, are we going to get married? Like, then we'll be like discussing finances. But I think now, because we're at the age that we're at, and like I said, I don't think we're going to be saying, we're in a relationship for 5-6 years before we pop in the question or anything. I think you're more in, like, you have more of a leg to stand on to say that, I need to see what your financial situation is, because I need to know whether I'm going to be continuing with this or not. I need to see what my fate is, and my fate is determined on how well you're doing as well, not just me. Like when you're now gambling with, like, me being with you is also now a gamble on my own, how I'm going to be living, and the how do you understand what I mean? So it's kind of like,
sorry, maybe I should caveat. It's if I can't see a link between the job that I know you to have and what you're claiming to earn, as if it doesn't from the straight off the bat, doesn't make sense. For example, if I know that obviously you can be in like these 6-figure paying jobs that I know, like in finance or whatever, and you can claim to have a certain amount that you don't. But at least it's a believable story that I don't necessarily have to question you. But if you're in in a field where you're like starting from scratch, or like let's say you're like an entrepreneur, you're starting from the bottom, and then you're trying to give me the perception that, oh, I'm patterned, like I've got all these investments, things that aren't really tangible. I'm like, show me what they are.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily like, let's say, show me what they are and like, oh, I'm gonna be fine with it. But more like, okay, if they're that sick, put me on. I think that's what I'm more like. Okay, if you've got all these amazing investments, put me on then.
My thing is not even more of a put me on. I just need to understand what exactly is going on, because men like to use these terms investment.
That's what I'm trying to
and
say,
stocks
though.
and shares. Like,
but if it's so
I need
good,
to see, like, please.
If it's so good, put me on, because I'm somebody. Maybe everyone's
No,
different.
I think you're different because you're into all this. Me, I don't know any.
That's what,
I don't
yeah,
know
but
any,
that's even more of a reason.
I don't know
because
any
he should want you to
investment-
do better. So if he's
No, I
earning
know,
six
but
figures
I'm
in
saying,
investment,
no. I know, but I'm saying that I'm not like I'm very ignorant when it comes to all this investment stuff like that. It's not my dad and my brother that are dwelling in those type of conversations.
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of like, okay, if I know that you're good at that thing, I'm gonna entrust you to do what you need to do to save and invest. Like,
yeah.
honestly, I don't really have a desire. Like right now, I don't really have a desire to delve in like I have a million things running on my head. I don't need to desire to now be learning about investment, divestment, and all that stuff. Like I would want you. Maybe you can lead that part of the thing. Me, I have other things that I can probably do that you don't know anything about. So I would want you to lead in that aspect. So for me, it's kind of like, okay, so if you're telling me you're doing all this investment, like I said, men like to throw around this word
They
investment,
love it.
and I ain't seen, I'm not seeing nothing.
Yeah. That's
So
what I'm saying.
at least for me, if I know that you're an expert in that thing, at least dumb it down for me to understand. Like
Absolutely, and you want
A,
me
B, and
to
C.
put me on, man.
No,
Sorry.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm not on the put. That's for you, but I'm not on the. I don't want to. Don't put me on that. Just tell me what's going on and what's the money that's coming out of it. Like I don't really want to indulge in all of that thing.
So you wouldn't want your man to put you in, like put your money into something.
Tammy's not interested.
I'm not interested.
that's
for
fine.
No,
me,
but you don't have to be interested in that to know that you trust somebody to just.
But that's
handle
what
your
I'm
money.
saying, but
Do
that's
better
what
for
I'm
you.
saying.
I don't think you're not gonna give him your money now. Like, they're not together. They're not married.
No, but that's
She's
what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, okay, so if you're saying you're doing this investment and stuff like that, if we know that we want to start a life and doing this stuff, like, if you're saying that we're getting money from this, eventually, yes, I'll be like, okay,
eventually.
I'll give you the money that I'm earning and maybe you can invest in that. But me right now, I don't have an interest to dwell in that stuff. Like, you know, when the whole crypto thing was going on and it was like a massive boom, like, honestly, I couldn't give two flying, like, I could not give two flying toss. Like,
Fair enough.
for me, I'm more of a traditional 9 to 5, go get your money and stuff like that. Like, I understand all this stocks and investments, stuff like that. That's something that I would want my husband to dwell in.
handle.
Like, it's not really for me. Like, I'm not a finance babe. I'm not.
Absolutely.
I don't have a checkboard. I'm not doing all this stuff. I'm not ticking off lists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about that. But if I know that my partner is even attractive when there's some stuff that I don't know that he knows
Absolutely,
about it.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I would love for my
Like,
man to
I'd
be
love
fine.
to, like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
So
was gonna
I'd
say-
rather just not
Yeah, absolutely.
dwell in
would
that.
love-
But
You can't just be a talker.
sorry,
You can't just.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I need to see.
That's what I'm saying.
Then there needs to be something tangible from that. You could be like, oh, I invested X amount and it made this
Yeah.
amount, and I'm seeing the made.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
get
that's what I'd
returns.
want to
Yeah.
see.
I would love for my man to be financially literate. I can obviously do that stuff, but I don't really enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. So like, I would rather like.
I'm
be
sure
with
if I
someone
put
who
my
can
mind
do that
to it
stuff.
and I learn it, like, I can get it.
But yeah,
Please.
I think for me as well, like, I can't lie, like, this is obviously, I wrote it down, so obviously it's important to me, which is why I'm asking these girls. I need to know that you can budget, like, you can save, and like, obviously,
How would you check for that?
I feel like,
Really and truly.
I feel like I said, I'm not asking anybody to open up any spreadsheet and log into any ISA. Like, I'm not doing that. I feel like that's a massive invasion of like someone's privacy too early on. So like, it would have to be your word. But I feel like based on how you move, like, I feel like if you know me personally and like if we're talking and stuff, you will know like I'm the type of person that I like to spend and save. Like, you will never speak to me and think like, oh, this girl is very frugal, like she saves all her money, she's you know, all she does is save, she's always trying to like look for the best deal, and like, that's not me. Like, you know, like, even if you just watch the pod, like, you know, like, I like to buy myself nice things every now and then. I like to go on holiday. Those are my two things. Like, that's where I spend. But if you know me personally, you also know that I save. Like, I'm a big saver. Like, I'm not the type of person to just spend all my money when I get my bonus, spend all my bonus. No, like, most of my bonus goes into my savings. And, like, I'm happy to have that conversation with you.
Yeah.
But you're not asking me to log into my ISA. Like, I'm not doing that. So, like, I also wouldn't expect that of someone else. So, I think it would have to be...
would you see that?
In a relationship, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
But not when we're just talking.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Because also, like, I feel like, I mean, obviously you'll get to a point in your, like, you know how we always say, like, everything is dynamic in the sense that, like, you will start feeling like boyfriend and girlfriend before you become boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, you will start feeling like husband and wife before you become husband and wife. It's not that, like, you say your vows and all of a sudden
it's
now
like
you
that,
have a new kind of grace upon you.
If you,
like,
so, like,
it's
for
not
example,
that.
let's say at the point that, let's say you're gonna, like, let's say, again, maybe you're right in the sense of, like, maybe before relationship you wouldn't, but it depends on how old you are. Some people, like, they get into a relationship before they already come up with a plan for marriage before they even, like, become official boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know
how that is.
No, but some people are very much like that in the sense that you're dating.
I'm not saying
very...
that's not possible, but I think it's so weird. Why are we talking about our marriage? You haven't even asked me to be your girlfriend.
No,
I'll be like, hold on.
No, not saying they haven't, but it's just like some people don't even ask. Some people don't even ask. So even asking, you have to even clarify with the person you even want. But some people are very much like just based on emotion. Like, we're so into it. Like, this is my person forever. Let's plan our future. And don't get it twisted. You both know as you're planning your future. Obviously, we're together. Like, we're in a serious committed relationship. We're planning our future. Some people have that sort of journey. And
listen, I like words of affirmation, but I don't like it that much.
Fair enough. But some people,
I'm like, you know what? I'm not understanding.
And you were enjoying that, weren't you? You thought you were going to get this content for free? Impossible. To watch the full episode, sign up using the link below.